Hello, welcome once again to another edition of my awesome stream. Today is Wednesday, Hump Day, January 14th, 2026, and we only have Matthew for 30 minutes. I don't know why we are restricted to only 30 minutes of Matthew. Like well, wait a minute. Is it because he's going to go see the frickin' the thing, you know, the thing, 28 days later? Is that it? Are you going to go see 28? What is it? It's like Bone Temple, 28. Yes, 28 years later, the Bone Temple. I got a temple for my bone. But is that what you're going to go see, Matthew? Is that why you have to leave the show earlier? Literally, I guess it was last night when Matthew bought the tickets for to go see the Bone Temple. And when he posted the time that he was going to go see it, my first thought was, is that going to interfere with the stream? Like, is that going to interfere? Is that going to pull Matthew away from my stream? And I should have given that thought more attention, because obviously the answer is yes. And now we only have Matthew for 30 minutes. So he confirms, yes, Bone Temple, 10 p.m. start. So what time is it in London? London time. It's 9 o'clock. So here's the thing, Matthew. I mean, the theater is like a 5-minute walk, right? It's not that far from you. You could leave at 10 o'clock because you're going to get 15 minutes of previews. So honestly, and then really, nothing really happens for the first half hour of a movie, and it's probably going to run late. So really, you could leave at 10 o'clock. You can leave at 11 p.m. Leave at 11 p.m. and I don't think you're going to miss anything of great importance. That's my hunch, but you do you. So wait a minute, I want to look, because what is it? Where I wanted to see what time it was playing around here. Show times. Here we go. So the place that I was talking to Not Sure, because Not Sure and I, we live like literally 10 minutes apart from one another. The place that I was thinking about going was the Alamo Draft House Cinema One Loudon, because that's actually very close to it's about 10 minutes from my house, and you can drink there. So I was like, I could go there. Like Not Sure and I could go. We could get plastered. We could get completely hammered and then go to the movie and continue the drink while we're in the movie theater. But that might be a little awkward, because I've never met Not Sure in person. I don't even know his real first name. And to me, like, even if his real first name is Kevin, no, his real first name is Not. Like, literally, that's the only way I can think of him, is Not Sure. He is Not Sure, and there's no doubt, not doubt, no sure, not sure. There's no doubt that he's not sure. All right, so let's go. I did my pre-stream exercises before the stream, hence the name pre-stream. But I do want to load up here we go. I wanted to load up the mobile chat in case anybody pops in there. And, I'm wondering also how it's going to affect the algorithm that I only scheduled this stream maybe 45 minutes ago. Generally, like, they recommend that you schedule your streams 48 hours in advance. And I'm wondering how much that actually does affect the stream. And so far, if I'm judging purely off of the mobile stream, it affects it quite a bit, because always within the first 10 minutes on the mobile stream, you get a flood of people watching, just a flood of people. And then it kind of trickles down as people get bored, because, millennials and Gen Zs, they have no attention span, right? And of course, a Gen Zer doesn't want to watch an old guy like me. So they just flip past it. But it's as though YouTube is pushing the stream really hard in the first 5 minutes. And, however, there's been no flood of anybody in the mobile stream. So I'm thinking that actually has a lot to do with the stream not being scheduled in advance. So I'm going to take care of that right now. No, I was going to schedule the next stream on this stream, but I don't know if I'm going to do that. Not Sure says, I'll be mad if he doesn't look like a purple capsule. Yes, he needs to. He should have gone for that for Halloween. That's what he should have been for Halloween. All right, boys, let's, since it's a small crowd tonight, we're I'm gonna show my dick on. No. Since it's a small crowd tonight, I think what we'll do is we'll just work on the game. I mean, that's kind of like what we've always tried to do. That's like what I always, when I do these streams, I always set out to work on the game. So I was looking at assets. Was that this morning? I was trying to look at a rig asset. So a lot of first-person shooters, they like, you see the hands, right? Like you're the first person, but all you see are the hands, and the hands holding a gun, and the hands punching. And so I was like, you know what? You know what the game really needs other than gameplay and bug fixes and more functionality? It needs hands is what it needs. So, but I didn't find any, the hands I did find are like for first person controllers and for virtual reality. And then I did look up, or did I? FPS rig, player rig. Let's try it like that. FPS player rig. No, wait, what's this? No, but I don't want to spend $75 on this. But let's see what this is though. I mean, like, why is this worth $75? Why does this person think that this asset is worth $75? What does this do? Okay, so that is what I want, right? Like, I want the hands there, although those look like a woman's hands, and we're not doing that. Like, women should not be in video games. There's one place for a woman and one place only. And I'm going to let you fill in the blank. So, but no, not here. No. I don't like that asset at all. All right, so let's see. Let's, if we go back here, oh, wait, not there. If we go over here, all right, that's where we were. Multi FPS. Well, multiplayer is a whole different ball game. Should we? That's what we should work on next, is making the video game, making our game multiplayer. I don't know how that would, actually like a co-op mode would be cool. Like once we get gameplay actually working, and you know how you're supposed to like be able to control your NPCs and like say, do this, go there, drop that, blah, blah, blah. That would be cool because you can see, other players being the parts of those friendly NPCs, and then you have, so that there's your co-op mode right there. But that's for beta 2. Beta 2. We're concerned about beta 1, which is at the end of the year, I believe, is what we set out. Let's see. Beta. Wait, where is the scheduling? Right here. So alpha 0, which is kind of like I did actually define all of these things. But beta 0 is December 31st, 2026. So I don't know. We've got 11 months and change. We're already halfway through January. Time is just flying, and you see how quickly I make progress on things. So I don't know. If Matthew could help out with unit tests, that would be great. That would be that. Actually, when we miss this deadline, I'm blaming Matthew. I'm just going to blame it on Matthew. It's just that plain and simple. All right. Or I will blame it on Hannah, because it's always a woman's fault. Ha! 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 Sexism's funny. All right. Let's do this. So what was I doing this? I was trying to, I believe, what is this music? All right, this is better. So what I had done is I had one guard who had he was as calm as a cucumber. And I believe that's station guard 2. And you can see calmness is 1. So he was as calm as a cucumber. Whereas station guard 1, he was completely panicked. So what about personality? Now, trusting, loving, courage, decisiveness, and composure. I don't know that any of those should really go into factoring how well the NPC aims. What I did do also, though, is I did change the algorithm for the aiming. Where did it go? I changed it to be a multiplier. That's not it. Was it in pistol? No. It would be in base NPC. Direction to target. So I did change it to a multiplier, and I think that will work well. I mean, where so basically the maximum that you can be off. Well, wait a minute. No, that's actually the maximum random range. Huh. Let's pump that. Let's pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers. Let's just stick. No. Let's stick to 7. Let's stick to 0.7 is what we're going to do. We're going to stick to 0.7. But I really, really liked, and I was talking about this last night in the Discord. Check the comment, or check the video description. Or what do they always say in the videos? But anyway, check the description of the video for a link to the Discord. It should be open for anybody to join. But I was really happy with the fact that the personality system that I had written almost a year ago, I remember working on it when I was in Fiji, and I was in Fiji in late April 2025. So I remember working on the personality system when I was in Fiji, and then I kind of finished it, quote, air quotes, finished it, and then kind of forgot about it, honestly. I mean, I never really forgot about it, but it was like, it wasn't at the front of my mind. And so I was super happy that we found a use for it, right? And then I really hope that other things like this, like other use cases for the personality system, I really hope we find more. I'm sure we will. I'm pretty sure we will. But I was just throwing that out there, just saying I was very, very happy to have actually found a use case for this. Okay, so what do we do now? Let's test what we have. So how's everybody doing on Hump Day? Everybody doing great? Matthew, I know you're going to go see the Bone Temple. You like those bone temples. So, we're halfway through the week. Feel like something planned this weekend. I might go see my mother. Still haven't decided. Need to figure that out. I need to talk to her. I got really mad at her over the weekend, and I haven't spoken to her since. But the mom, right? Like I'll call, I'll make up with my mom, and then I'll go over if I want. She's not going to say no. Okay, here we go. We got this guy. This is that guy on the left. He's the really like panic guy, and the guy behind him is the very accurate guy. And as you can see, the guy behind him killed me nearly instantly. All right, so we can come over here. Now settings does nothing. We can exit the game, right? Does exit work? Oh, last night, that's right. We were looking at the we were looking at the memory leak. Well, at the suspected memory leak is what we're going to call it. Matthew says there's about 5 people booked in the cinema for it. Love it. Wow, you're gonna. I mean, hey, you just lay down. Take a barbecue in. Ask people how they like their burgers. Midweek, 10 p.m. perfect time. Apparently, like who goes to the movies at 10 p.m. on a Wednesday? And like, so my friend David, who I'm also not talking to, I really need to talk to him too. But my friend David, he'll call me at like 10:30 on a Tuesday, and I'm like, "Where are you?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm at the grocery store." And I'm like, who is at a grocery store at 10:30 on a Tuesday? Like, who decides I'm going to go buy some groceries at 10:30 on a Tuesday? It makes me angry. It like literally makes me angry that people do like no, nothing good happens at night. You need to, like, people get mugged, murdered, shot, killed, the R word, like all kinds of things happen, and they usually happen at night when you can't see anything. So why are, like, just stay home. Like, for me, 7 p.m., I'm not going anywhere. Like, I'll take the dog on a WALK. Is he still behind me? He's not behind me. He left. I'll take him on a walk, but even that is somewhat reluctantly. Hannah says midweek, 11 p.m. No nothing morning, so good evening to do the same as always. Watch YouTube and play video games. I mean, hey, and the most important thing, Hannah, is that you are staying in. You're not going out. People should not be out. Matthew says, I remember doing night shift and grabbing groceries on the way home. Definitely a vibe. No, if it was up to me, basically everything will close at 7 p.m. 7 p.m. done. If you don't have groceries at 7 p.m., then you're going to be hungry. You think about that next time, right? Just like plan ahead better. No, 7 p.m. No, that's it. All right, I got to do something weird. Hold on. Oh my God. It feels like I'm on a plane and my ears are like I need to pop my ears. I don't know what's going on. Matthew says, if you don't hear from me in 3 hours, if we don't hear from you in 3 hours, I'm going to assume that you have become friends with one of those doctors or engineers that have entered into your country. Oh my God, what is going on with my ears? Is this how strokes happen? Like, what in the world is going on? This is weird. All right. So what was I just talking? Oh, the memory leak. The memory leak that Will Tyler was talking about, and that he was sure his AI had fixed, which I'm sure that it hadn't. But we do potentially have a problem. And that's what I would like to try and figure out. So let me look at what other analysis tools there are here. I mean, we had the profiler. Wait. Profiler standalone process. Okay, so that is probably exactly that. Just the profiler executed outside of, it's not a child of this process. Robert Urich, my good old buddy Robbie, says, YOLO, sup, bud, cool beans, yo. Hannah says, hell no. In this same town lives almost 900 people with me. So who knows what they are up to? Not out after 7. No. I've been to Finland, and I've been outside after 7 p.m. in Finland. And let's just say it's cold and it's dark, and you want nothing to do with that madness. No. As a matter of fact, look, I'm going to show you. This might... Here, you see this? Wait. Where is it? Right. Wait. Right there. There's a blemish on my perfectly smooth, beautiful skin. There's a blemish. What happened was, on an icy night, on one evening in the dark, somebody and me decide that we're going to go get a drink. And what happens? Because we're in Finland, in the middle of nowhere, icy dark Finland, and I slip on the ice and I fall right on my knee, and it's bleeding, and I'm like, I need to go to the hospital, and the person I'm with is like, no, you don't. And I'm like, oh God, I was in pain. It was severe. Like, I was in the fetal position crying that it hurt so much. But, this is Finland where you just throw a little mud on it and it'll be fine. So that's what I did. And that'll be 2 years ago. 2 years, like this February when that happened. So we're almost 2 years removed from that event. And I still have a mark on my knee from where that happened. So that happened after 7 p.m. So kids, do not, Robbie, especially you, Robbie, do not go out after 7 p.m. You have to stay inside after 7 p.m. You're not allowed out. Robbie says, I know what to do. I know you know what to do, and that is stay inside. Hannah says, oh, can fix it. Or no, Robbie says, oh, can fix it. I don't know what O is, but yes. And then Hannah's laughing. So anyway, all right. I think Matthew left. Is there anybody else? Let me check the mobile stream. Will Tyler is in the mobile stream. Will Tyler, did I link you to the wrong stream? Why does the format of this look like a short rather than a normal video? I can't see the live chat. I don't know how you got to the stream you're on, Will Tyler, but I'm going to link the desktop stream in there. Okay. Join us in the desktop stream. And now I'm going to link it. I don't know what Will Tyler has done to get himself in the mobile stream, but that's where he's at. Oh, I got to post. Oh my God, Jesus Christ. You know why this is happening? It's because it's after 7 p.m. somewhere. That's why. Let me do this. This one. Right there. Join us in the desktop. No, join us in the desktop stream. Oh, Well, he says I'm on mobile. Join us on the down. Well, then why are you well, you're on the mobile stream. So he's on a mobile device and he's asking why his device is showing him the mobile stream. Like that's why. It's because you're on the mobile device, dude. Get on a computer. Hannah says, well, we don't have any light here after 2 p.m. No, that was a horrible night. God, that was a horror. And like that night, I injured my knee. Like I still have flashbacks to it. I still have flashbacks to it because then what happens? We go inside the bar, right? And everybody's talking Finnish. And a little known fact about me, but my Finnish is impeccable. It's like my mother tongue, right? And so the person I'm with and the bartender, they start talking about horses. And so I'm like automatically triggered. I'm like, oh my God. Do you know how, like, horses are terrifying creatures? Horses killed Superman, like the Man of Steel. Like he's supposed to, like there's only two things that can kill Superman: kryptonite and horses. Right, and then there was this famous sports newscaster in the Washington D.C. area. His name was George Michael, not to be confused with the singer George Michael, but he was on NBC for years. Now he wasn't killed by a horse, but he was severely injured by a horse. Oh wow, George Michael has the same birthday as me, March 24th. But again, horse nearly kills him. And then one of my favorite bands, this band called Blonde Redhead, the lead singer is this cute Japanese woman named Kazu something. I don't know what Kazu Makino. And she also, avid horse rider, gets thrown from a horse. She's bedridden for like 6 months because of this. I think she was not only thrown from a horse, she was trampled by a horse. And then the next album that came out after that accident, every song was about horses. And I'm not even joking, but like, here, let's see, Equus, Blonde Redhead. But nearly every song was about horses. Let's see, do I know this song? I mean, I know it. I just got to remember it. Okay, play. Come on. Oh. Yeah. No, I know this song. But like all the songs are like an ode to horses. Allow me to show. Okay, we're gonna go back to the horror music. I'm not really feeling the vibe of the music I was just playing, so I'm gonna find something else. Let's see, scary copyright free music. Let me see. How about this? We're gonna try this. Okay. Matthew said, "Oh, Will Tyler is here. More better. I'm glad you made it, Will Tyler. I know what. Okay, Robbie already read that. Well, we don't have it. Okay, I read that too. More better, Will Tyler says. Desktop view is still better on mobile. Matthew says mobile stream cuts out a lot. Does it? I didn't know that. Robbie says I got an RV planning to hit the road as a single dude. Oh my God. So if you recall, on Saturday we had a stream. Sunday, my bad. We had a stream, and Robbie talked about Robbie quite a bit because it was his 51st birthday. And I know it was his 51st birthday because Robbie is exactly 15 years older than me. So I can how old is Robbie? And then, I'm going to be 36. I'm going to be 36 in March. Because I know how old Robbie is because I just add 15 to that number. Anyway, so Robbie turned 51 on Sunday, and it was a thing. But I mentioned that Robbie has had the same girlfriend for as long as my daughter has been, longer than my daughter has been alive. He's had the same girlfriend, and I would hazard to guess that probably no less than 100 times Robbie has talked to me about them two breaking up. Now, and I don't mean that as like, he hasn't said like, I want to break up with her, but it's like, we've broken up, or no, I'm like, this is not working. I mean, like constant about breaking up. And then like, so I hope Mrs. Robbie's not listening right now, because I probably just started something, but I'm just saying that, like, this is not the first time I've heard that Robbie's going to be a single dude. I did tile in his house, master bathroom, Southern Maryland. I don't know who you're talking about. He has a beautiful house on the Potomac River. Who are you talking about? Who? LMAFO in your dreams. Okay. All right. Will Tyler says, so I was wrong about the exception spam in the log. Yes, you were. I did, however, retest in the NPC exception after they die and don't fade is a result seems to trigger the memory leak where usage grows. No, it's not. Okay, here's why. Oh, okay, let me back up. Could there be a memory leak where the NPCs die? Sure. But that's not the memory leak we were seeing last night. Because nothing died. One NPC died occasionally, but what you're talking about is a death event. And the death event is not being triggered. Eventually results in a Unity crash. It's not. Okay, here. You want it? We can test this very easily. Or can we? Oh, wait a minute. I think we can. Let me see. Attack. All right, animate attack. I just need to look for the word damage. Take damage. I'm going to comment out the take damage so that now we are invincible. We are basically playing in God mode. But green guy dies. Green guy can die. But so what you're suggesting is one NPC dies and that creates a memory leak. Or that creates the Unity crash. I don't buy it. But you know what? I'm not even going to test it. Now, why am I doing this? No. Come to me with steps to reproduce. Here, and I'm going to show you what to do. Here's what you can do. Here. And actually, I would really appreciate it if you did this. This would actually be really good. What you do is you go to this URL right here. Oh, not that one. No. You go to this one. Actually, I'm going to make it even easier. You go to this one. I'm going to put this into the chat room. God damn it. Why can't I chat? Oh, my stars and garters. Why doesn't this work? Just give me a second. I'm going to put it in the chat room in a way that you can click on it. All right. You're in the desktop stream. All right. There I am. What a handsome guy I am. God damn, I'm so handsome. Okay. There we go. Okay. I've given you steps 5 to 6. No, what are the steps? Tell me what the steps are. What are the steps? What? Just tell me one more time. In the chat room. No. Write an issue. That way it's documented and it's persisted. And that way I can refer back to it. But there's the memory leak or Unity crashing is not a result of green guy dying. Like, if it's an unsub thing, that's one NPC that's not unsubbing from events. I don't understand the rationale here. I don't get it. Robbie says, no, I'm alone. Okay, well, that's good to know. News dude, LOL, tile in his home. Oh, Robbie tiled George Michael's house. Oh, that's pretty cool. Well, because we're talking about Washington, D.C. NBC newscasters, there was George Michael. There was another one, Bob Ryan, who did. So there was this all-star cast that I still remember. So George Michael was the sports guy. Then there was Bob Ryan on weather. Nope, that's not him. Was it Bob Ryan or Bob Bryan? I think it was Bob Ryan. Bob Ryan, weather. Yeah, this guy, Bob Ryan Weather. Is he still alive? Yeah, he is still alive. He must be in his 80s now. He must be old. But Bob Ryan Weather. And then there was Doreen Gensler, which I think she's still there. But who watches news anymore? There she is. Okay, I remember when Doreen Gensler started. She started with a guy named Jim Vance. Jim Vance, I met Jim Vance because he came to AOL when George W. Bush came to AOL. And like Jim Vance was there covering the news story. And then there's this woman, Wendy Rieger. I don't know why I know all of these NBC knows, but I remember so long ago, not Dan Rather might have been in Washington D.C., but I'm talking about like local news in our time. Dan Rather, maybe he started out in the Washington D.C. area. That sounds right, but not while we were alive. But anyway, but Wendy Rieger. So a long time ago, I used to work at Avis Rent a Car, where we rented cars, and it was like Avis works. Well, they have corporate locations, and then they have franchise locations. And my father, he owns a few franchises, and that's basically how my dad makes a living. And so when I was younger and had no prospects in life, I worked for my father, washing cars, and then eventually on the computer, renting out cars to people, doing the contracts and blah, blah, blah. And I remember this one time, Wendy Rieger came into the office, and it was like my job to just help her. And my dad's like, no, I got this. And I'm like, okay. Because Wendy Rieger, in her day, she was pretty easy on the eyes. And my dad's like, nope, oh, wow, she passed away. Oh, dear. 65 years old. Wow. What did she die of? Wendy Rieger underwent open heart surgery to repair a faulty mitral valve. April 2021, she began feeling unwell and was forced to miss the funeral of former colleague Joe Krebs. A month later, she was diagnosed with glioblastoma, a terminal form of brain cancer. Oof. Rieger had surgery to remove most of the tumor later that year. April 16, 2022, Rieger died in a hospice facility due to complications from the tumor just 2 days before her 66th birthday. Oh, Jesus, man, cancer sucks. Speaking of cancer, so I think I mentioned how, I know I talked about it, but I guess last Monday, I went in for a colonoscopy. So if anybody who doesn't know, I had cancer long ago. Like in 2009, I was diagnosed with stage 3C colon cancer. And then I underwent chemo, I underwent radiation, and then I had a big surgery I still have scars from. And then the big surgery, they removed, I think it was 14 inches of my colon. So I still have a fair amount of colon left, but it is a shorter colon. And I know it is a shorter colon because I have to poop multiple times a day. So anyway, why was I talking about this? I completely forgot what I was talking about. Hospice facility, Wendy Rieger. I had a point about this. So because of that, I have regular colonoscopies. I've been having them every 2 years. And I have been going to a doctor. So when I was diagnosed, I was living in Frederick, Maryland. And so all my doctors were up in Frederick. And so when I moved here to Virginia, I was like, well, I want to keep those doctors. I'm just going to keep those doctors. So this was the first year that I actually went to a different doctor for my colonoscopy. And I got a letter in the mail today because when you have it is not unusual to have polyps when you get a colonoscopy. It's very, very common. Except one of the polyps was two types of polyps. What are the two major types of polyps? Basically, oh my God, something has started stealing focus again. Remember that problem from months ago? Something is stealing focus again. Oh my God. What are the two major types of polyps, of colon polyps? So basically, I got a letter and it was like, yes, I have adenomato, whatever that word is. I have the type of polyp that can eventually turn into cancer. And like the letter was very, very clear in saying, this is not cancer. You don't have cancer right now. We're just letting you know that of the types of polyps there are, you have the type that can turn into cancer. So that kind of freaked me out. Though he recommended, he recommended I wait 4 years for another colonoscopy. So in 2030, I'll get another colonoscopy. Will Tyler says, working around Addie's ADHD, excuse me, to have him execute the most simplest test you can define is more time consuming than fixing the... What is the test? What's the test? Tell me the steps to reproduce and I'll try. What, to have green guy get killed and you're telling me that's going to crash Unity? No, it's not. It's not. Had a good friend die from that last year. It's horrible. From colon cancer? Yeah. Like yeah. And it's like when I was going through cancer, or afterwards, I thought that I had mostly come to terms with my mortality, with accepting the fact that I will, one day I will eventually die. I will die one day. And I thought I had kind of come to terms with that, but then I'm like, no, I really had it. No, I really it's funny because when you have cancer, there's a couple of things that I thought, or there were a couple of things I learned in terms of people going through cancer. And one of them is you just wish to be seen as normal. And I feel like I talked about this a couple of streams ago, but I remember I went to my every Christmas Eve, my dad has a Christmas Eve party with extended family. It's mostly my stepmother's side of the family, but I've known those people my entire life. They're my family too. And so, but anyway, my brothers and sisters, my dad, and sometimes an aunt or uncle will come. But, the glioblastoma. Oh, that's the brain one. Yeah. But I remembered 2009 when I went to that party, when I went to that Christmas party, everybody knew I had had cancer or had cancer. Everybody knew that I was going through cancer. And the thing is you just want to be all right, Matthew, have fun at the movie. Remember, no spoilers or you're getting banned. Perma-banned forever. But you just want to be seen as normal. You just want and people, they just look at you with this mix of, what's the word? Pity. They're just looking at they pity you. And also they're glad it's not them. And it's just, it's bizarre. So there was that whole sense of wanting to be normal. And then the other thing was which is pretty much kind of the same thing. You just wanted, I remember asking this friend that I used to have, and he had gone through cancer as well. And the question I asked him, I was like, do you ever reach a point where you take life for granted again? And he was like, yes, but you don't ever take it for granted as much as you used to. So, and I just thought that, I don't know. Those two things were I'd never heard anybody talk about those two things, but I'm sure that people who go through cancer, I'm sure it's very common. Robbie says, check your phone. Well, I'm going to check it right here on the screen. What's Robbie saying? A guy's got to go big. So Robbie, can I show this on, let me know if I can show this on the stream. So Robbie's saying, just bought this today, got a deal. So he's showing me an RV, and this RV needs a truck. Comfortable cross country, need to start social media, could use help setting up some stuff. Maybe OnlyFans. Yes, Robbie, set up the OnlyFans. I know Robbie is also, Robbie's a big fan of his webcam girls. I remember that. God, I hope Jen's not listening. But I do remember Robbie being a big fan of the webcam girls. But Robbie is also, he's also a big fan of strippers. He's that type of guy. He loves webcam girls and he loves strippers. Do with that information what you will. Anyway, all right. So I'm all caught up on the messages. Yeah, all good. Robbie says it's all good. Okay, Will Tyler's okay. So let's tackle this. What were we going to tackle? I completely forgot. What was I going to do? I'm not entirely sure, or I'm not entirely happy. So there's one thing. Okay, here's what we can work on. What I wanted to do is I kind of wanted to, the shooting logic is very specific to, it's very specific to the gun, which makes sense. No, it's not very specific to the gun. It's very specific to the state that the NPC is in. So if you look at these little things above the NPC's head, it tells you what state they're in. Like this guy is in the pursue state because he's chasing me. And once he gets close enough, he'll switch to the attack state where he's attacking. And then up. This repeats until I get too far. Then he kind of gives up. He goes back to his. That well. But what I would like is if he would shoot while chasing. And I started to look at that last night, and I was like, the shooting logic seems pretty tied to the state. So let me look at that. But now that I'm looking at this, I might have been looking at something wrong. Let me see. So we have the attack state. Let's pull that up. Enemy attack state, and then we have the pursue state. Bad glitch. Streaming glitch. The streaming's glitching? Really? I'm not even running anything. Oh wait, did it start glitching when I ran? Okay. All right. We're gonna reset. Okay, let me close because I have the stream running over here. Let me close that. All right. Easy. Okay. And then I don't think let me check Task Manager on my privates. Let me check it over here. Let me make sure I don't have onlyfans.exe running. Let's see. What do we have? Anti-malware service executable is wow. All right, let me just kill that service. Let me see what else we have. All right. It was when you ran. Got better. Okay, so let's do a little test. Let's see if it's okay. Let's see if it's bad. Well, let's see how much RAM. I work with a guy whose name is Ram, R-A-M, and I need to get RAM for ROM. I need to get new RAM for ROM. Look at this. This keeps spiking. Anti-malware service executable, and it's using over 1 gig of RAM, and the CPU usage keeps spiking. I don't like it. Okay, so so this is another weird thing. Why does Task Manager see? Because I use Streamlabs, right? I use Streamlabs for streaming. OBS is like an open source version of Streamlabs. So I wonder if Streamlabs. So here. Oh, whoa. So I opened up OBS on another screen. So over here is OBS. So I wonder if Streamlabs is just like executing OBS.exe to stream. Actually, now wait a minute. I want to look at something. Okay, we're going off the rails a little here, but I have my curiosity has been piqued. It has been poked. So what I want to do is I want to open up Streamlabs, the folder. Where is it at? It's in Program Files. Okay, easy, Program Files. Alrighty, and then just simply Streamlabs. I need to get my other glasses. Wait, Program File. Oh wait, I'm in Program Files 86. Okay, Program Files. All right, Streamlabs OBS. All right, and then we have. The process is actually called Streamlabs OBS.exe. So, can you use OBS or? I'm very confused by that. But now I'm going to ask AI. How is it, or no, how is the Streamlabs? Oh my God, something stole focus. Oh my God. I'm going to have to uninstall. Okay. How is Streamlabs using OBS, specifically OBS.exe to do its thing? Let's look at that. I'll look at something over here real quick. Oof, wow, that's rough. Okay. Streamlabs formerly Streamlabs OBS, uses the core technology of OBS Studio as its foundation, essentially acting as a customized shell around the original engine. So I guess that it's, well, OBS is open source, right? So I guess that's what it's using. Recently, Streamlabs released a Streamlabs plugin for OBS Studio. Instead of using a separate Streamlabs desktop software, this plugin lets you run the official obs.exe and adds a similar menu, Streamlabs menu, at the top to access your alerts and themes without leaving the original program. Interesting. Okay, so Streamlabs just runs on top of OBS. That's interesting. Let's see. What do we got over here? Bad glitch, better now. It was when you ran. How much memory is Unity showing in Task Manager? Let's see. How much is it showing in Task Manager? All right, come on. I clicked you to sort. Oh my God. Who knew sorting? Oh my God. Is my entire computer hosed? Now we're glitching, boys. Now we're glitching. All right. Here we go. Unity editor is using about 6 gigs, a little less than 6 gigs. Here's what this kind of makes me angry. Visual Studio Code is using over a gig. Why? Like, why? Why? I'm not even debugging or doing anything. You know why? It's because it's an Electron app. That's why. All right, but we're going to close it. But I've got plenty of RAM. Like how much RAM is on this computer? Where is it? It's my computer. Isn't that what I would look up? My computer, right? My computer. This PC. No, that's not it. Oh my God. I don't even remember. Like, the only time I use Windows is on this stream. So, forgive me. All right, here we go. Your PC is monitored and protected. Excuse me? 192 gigs of RAM. Okay. Oh, interesting. 10 terabytes of but the processor's not that great. It's like an old CPU. No, I don't want to scan now. No, I don't want to be protected. I've said this before, but my buddy Gabe and we used to talk about how we could become millionaires if we just wrote a virus software, and all the virus software does is it blocks the OK button. So, like, if you go in the browser and you want to download something, and you just click OK. Old people, okay, yeah, I want to download a program to watch Dawson's Creek, and then suddenly now you've got tons of viruses. So I want to write a program that all it does is it just block on modal dialogues. It just blocks the OK button. That's it. You would solve 99.9% of virus problems in the world by doing that. Lisa is home. Hello, Lisa. How are you? I miss my good old Lisa. Robbie, you got to check out new Will Smith show. Bro, Pole to Pole starts at South Pole. I think you will like it. No, I don't. I will not watch. I have no respect for Will Smith. None. He is such a cucked little bitch, and his wife has completely just cucked him, and he takes it out by slapping a man that's like 3 feet shorter than him. No, absolutely no respect for Will Smith. He's a little bitch, and he could go to Bitch Palace and be a bitch in Bitch Palace. No respect for Will Smith. Will Smith set up camp. Why are we talking about Will Smith? Who cares about Will Smith? Will Smith set up camp as a tent and getting on the skis the rest of the way. Good. I hope he freezes to death. All right. So what were we going to do? What are we going to do? Oh, the enemy state and the pursue state. So basically, I wanted to pull. So a lot of the functionality to shoot the gun. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, I think I can get rid of this. I'm pretty sure I can get rid of this. That was the old shoot functionality. what we're going to do, and you know what? Will Tyler Smith, I do not have ADHD, sir. I am offended. And I want to talk to your manager. That's what I want to do. Why is this not compiling? Excuse me? I know why. No? Okay. No. All right. We got a detour, boys. We got a detour. Okay, give me a minute. Where the heck is okay, no, I don't want get settings. Where are the options for Visual Studio? It is okay, options. Here we go. Well, wait, is that debug? Okay, that's just okay. That's gonna work. That's gonna work just fine. I changed something like last night after the stream. I'm just gonna change it back. I thought that changing the scheme to Visual Studio Code would make my Visual Studio Code shortcuts work. It doesn't. So it was Visual Studio 6, I believe is what it was. So we're going to go back to that, and I believe you have to restart Visual Studio for that to take effect. So let's see. I really like being able to just press F7 to build. I don't know why, but I like pressing F7, okay? Just severe ADHD, sir, I take issue with that, sir. I take severe issue with that. Issue as severe as my ADHD, sir. I do not appreciate that. All right, let me see. All right, gotta come over here. All right, I gotta go to game and then scripts, and then we'll just load up anything. Just to get Visual Studio started. Robbie says, I love F7. I do too. Okay, Robbie is still talking about Will Smith. I don't know why, but he's still going on about Will Smith. I will, if you are in the chat room, I'm going to leave you to read Robbie's biography about Will Smith. Okay, why is F7 not working any? Oh my stars and garters. Okay, all right. This is bugging me now. All right, we gotta come over here. No. Debug. All right, options. Easy. I just want keyboard. Okay, what happened? Why is F? Okay, I thought it was Visual Studio 6. Maybe it was. Let's try Visual C++ 6. All right. Now we're over here, and we're gonna restart, and we're gonna hope it works. Not just a smart, no, just a smart ass. Okay, all right. Change channel name from Addy Goes Live to Watch Addy's ADHD. Sir, okay, we got we got F7 back. Okay, we're good to go. We've got F7 back. And I'm going to prove Will Smith wrong. I know it's Will Tyler, but your name is now Will Smith. Because Robbie just cannot. Robbie is in love with Will Smith. Maybe that's why him and his girlfriend are like a little like they're on the outs. Because Robbie's like, I'm gay, and I'm just really into tall, well-built black men. And his girlfriend might be, oh, I am too. So we just need to break up, and then now they're broken up. Maybe that's it. I don't know. And Lisa. So Lisa sent me this meme. I hope you don't mind me saying that you sent it, Lisa, but I'm not. How can I show this without showing like your phone number and all that? Let me see. Let's go to paint.net. Expand canvas. So this is Will Smith. You've heard of Elf on a Shelf. Exactly what I was talking about. And like the thing is like Will Smith, he's rich, he's famous, he's a good-looking guy, he's in insane shape. He has his pick of women, and for some reason, I'm sorry. no pussy is that good. I mean, maybe, but generally, no pussy is that good. Like, no, boys, no. So I have been. Let me say it this way. I have been cheated on by one girlfriend that I know of, right? I suspect another one, and then possibly even a third one, but I'm highly suspect of one. Like, I'm like, yeah, probably. And then a third, you know what? I should add a fourth one to that list. But anyway, I completely forgot what I was going to say again. We were talking about Will Smith being a cuck on a duck. Yeah, no, about Will Smith, just like, never mind. I completely forgot what I was going to say. I go in these, it's almost like I have ADHD or something. Oh, man, lights on, 5 o'clock. It's 5 o'clock, boys. Oh, I remember now. So that I know of, I've been cheated on by one girlfriend, and for some reason, I know why, but for some reason, like, I was like, we can work through this. Like, I get it. Cheating happens. And for whatever reason, I was like, I will try to forgive you and we can stay together. And what happened? She cheated on me again. And then that's when I was like, okay, we're done. We're done. But I think at this point in my life, like, if I learned that a girlfriend had cheated on me or was cheating on me, I just need to, like, walk away. Like, and I think that's generally what you should do, is just walk away. I'm not going to say in, like, every instance, but man, I don't know. Like, I know a lot of people talk about this, so I'm going to talk about it too. But, like, I think there's differences when a man cheats and when a woman cheats. They're both bad. Don't get me wrong. But I have no experience being a woman and having a man cheat on me, so I can't really speak to that. I don't know anything about that. But on the other end, being a man and having a woman cheat on you, like, one thing that, like, some of these people on YouTube and the manosphere that they say is like that if you take her back, she will never respect you again. Like, she will never respect you again. And it's so true. It's so true. As a man, if your woman cheats on you and you let her do that, like, you are like, okay, it's not fine that you did that, but we can stay together even though you did that. She's never going to respect you again. Like, it's over. So at this point, nope, done. And then my philosophy with cheating is like, it's like it's just like, just don't let me find out. Like, yeah, just don't let me find out. That's all I want. I just don't want to know. I don't want to know. Just don't let me find out. And generally, like I remember this one time I had this girlfriend, and this was one of the girlfriends I don't think was cheating on me. She might have been, but at the time I thought she might. And look, I am not very proud of what I'm about to say that I did, but we've all done it. We've all made mistakes. But I looked through her phone. Now, I don't know how I got to be alone with her phone, but I remember I looked in her photos, and this was like in 2012, right? This was like 2012, so WhatsApp really wasn't a thing. Like the plethora of messaging apps that we have today, it was like a fraction of that in 2012. And so I didn't have a lot of apps that I needed to look on, right? But I remember looking through her phone, and I felt really bad because I found nothing. And the thing is generally, if you go looking for something that's going to hurt your feelings, you will probably find something that's going to hurt your feelings. And somehow on this woman's phone, I found nothing. Like, nothing. It was the most innocent phone from a woman I've ever seen. Like, ever. And it was just like, wow, she's not cheating on me. That bitch. Like, I just didn't understand I was so illogical. It was just like what I was feeling just didn't make any sense. Robbie. Okay, okay. Before I read these messages, I hope he's not talking about Will Smith. God, please don't be talking about Will Smith. Indeed, I have regrets I don't like for 34 years. Never again. Indeed, it sucks, and she beats him down harder each week. The redhead. Oh, you're talking about my ex-girlfriend who was a redhead. Don't date redheads. I guess another thing. Like redheads, don't date redheads. I don't like redheads. I mean, I dated one, but you know, I was going through cancer. What did I know? No, Kathy, in case you're listening, that was a joke. That was a joke. Our relationship was great until it wasn't. So just forgive me. Okay, let's go. Let's move on. All right, I got to get back to programming. Will Tyler, keep me in check. You got to keep me in check, Will Tyler. Okay. So what I want to do is all of this code. Let's see. Do we need this, or did I just comment that? Okay, I don't need this. Update. So this is the attack state. Update. And where's... Okay, so the actual attack... Did I delete it? What's going on? Magnitude. This is the attack state. Next fire time. Okay, right here. Okay. So is that it? Oh. Then this is a lot more simpler than I thought, I think. So we still have to aim. How does aiming happen? I mean, I just wrote... Aiming happens in attack. I'm not sure if I like that. You know, I feel like this call, it should take some type of context, right? Like it should take some, like, is the player moving? Is it dark? Is the player, you know, like, is there fog out? Like, it should take some type of context, because but the attack, so this equip item, that is an item entity. So it's just calling a generic attack, you know, item attack. Oh, okay. This is the default attack. So the default attack is just to take whatever you're holding and swing it, like a book or a bat or something like that. So, how do we want to do this? I'm looking over here. Coconut duck. I love it, Lisa. Oh, Lisa. Why didn't we ever get married? Why didn't we ever get married? We should have gotten married, Lisa. I mean, so what if we've never met each other? We should have gotten married. Robbie says, wow, gotta be strange. Her name was really Kathy. Yeah, I mean, I know my mom's name's Kathy too, but, you know, it's not my mom. It's just a name. I hate this effing delay. The ice at South Pole is still 3 miles deep. Booyah. Well, I'm trying to think of like an ice joke, you know, like the immigration people, the ice joke, but I couldn't think of an ice joke. Will Tyler probably has an ice joke. Okay. How are we going to do this then? Okay, so let's forget about context for now. Let's just get basic attacking working while they're running. So one way to do that, let's see, direction. Well, actually, when they're in the pursue state, they do have a target already. So really, I should just be able to, really, it's just a matter of regulating how often, right? So let's just kind of copy the code from the right-hand side to the left-hand side. Are you doing most stuff in C++? In my day job, yes. This, what you're looking at, is C#. This is not C++. Alrighty. Why are gunshot sound? The gunshot sounds. Oh wait, this is probably an old variable too. It is. It is. I don't need gunshot sounds. Okay. Lisa says, I saw an ICE agent slip on some ice and someone ice on ice crime. That's pretty good. I like that. Ice on ice crime. I like that. Okay. So what is FirePoint? Let's see. Is FirePoint ever used? No. FirePoint is never used. So I think that's another variable we can get rid of. And Lisa, I can see you make I can see you make ice jokes, but you never answered my question as to why we never got married. So I see how it is. That right there is exactly why we never got married. That's why. Because you ignore my questions. You ignore me. I don't feel heard with you, Lisa. I don't feel heard. Okay. All right. So we're compiling. We're just cleaning up some code at this rate. So let's see. So next fire time. I don't know why I didn't put this with an underscore, but we're going to add that right now. And basically, I'm just going to copy this code kind of verbatim. Next fire time. And then where do we have? We have... Okay, it's initialized to 0, and then we just have this loop here. Okay, so now they should be attacking as soon as they start running at me. But I might want to add a slight delay. So you can see here that there's this random range, which I just kind of made up. I just made up this range of how long it will take them to fire each shot. I might want to increase that. But let's just see if it works as is. Lisa says... And we never got married because I was married when we met, and that's illegal. Whatever. Excuses. Excuses. If you really wanted to marry me, then already being married wouldn't stop you. That's just it. All I'm hearing is excuses. Whatever, Lisa. Whatever. Okay, let's move on. All right, so let's see. So they should start firing at me as soon as they see me and start chasing me. So let's see. And that goes for the guy in the patrol state. As long as they're in the pursuit state, they should start. I'm going to try and get it so it's just one at a time. Let's see. Doesn't see me? Okay, yeah. Okay, so they are firing. Okay. Great. So that was very straightforward. The only thing I don't like is that their accuracy is the same. If they are moving, obviously their accuracy should be less. Well, I was trying to say a word earlier today and I couldn't remember it. Unilaterally. I was having such a hard time saying that. Unilaterally. I couldn't say it earlier. I don't know. And I tried like 5 times and I couldn't say it. Unilaterally. Whew, man. Okay. So I guess there are a couple ways we could do this, right? What if we had in the character entity class, or actually maybe not the character entity, maybe in the game entity class, right? What if we had a velocity? So we would have, the AI can probably take care of a lot of this for us, but velocity. No, I don't want velocity. I don't want velocity magnitude. Rigid velocity is obsolete. Is there already a velocity? It said linear velocity. Huh. All right. Explain. It's on rigid body. Explain what is rigid body linear velocity and how's it calculated? That's what I'm curious about. Lisa said, no, Robbie says something with like, he says like the weighting, the weight pinwheel. Lisa says, yeah, well, maybe we just weren't meant to be. Lisa doesn't believe in true love. Whatever. Okay, common uses. Reading velocity. Check how fast an object is moving. Okay, so apparently we don't have to keep track of velocity ourselves. Apparently that is already done for us. So let's check that by going into here. Easy. Well, you know what? I'm going to have, get velocity. Yeah, I think this is good. Why is it Unity objects should not use null propagation? Why? And it's giving me a link to the issue. Robbie says, Zethon loves the cold. Ice so nice. He's seen it all twice. I bored. Where are you, Robbie? Like, are you in your, oh, wait, I want to show this RV that Robbie got. I think I already forgot the link. I already lost the link. Where did it go? I got it. Oh, no, I don't got it. Because this is what I see. It's no longer for sale because Robbie bought it. That's why it's no longer for sale. All right. Well, hey, Robbie. It is a 32-foot Rockwood. Okay, let's look this up. No. Staying focused. I'm staying focused. No. All right, we're just gonna look it up really quick. 32-foot Rockwood signature ultralight camper. All right, this is the one. What year is it, Robbie? It's a 2008. 2008. All right. Let's see what it looks like. For some reason, Robbie having a trailer, it just makes sense. Okay. I'm poking fun at you, Robbie.
Mississippi.
Oh wait, does yours come out on the side? Does it have a little thing that pops out from the side?
My son loves them. We'll buy a trailer here again, and we're staying. Got 2 slides, about 32 foot long, and this is just as nice a trailer as you'll ever want.
Will Tyler says, I could really go for a sauna and an ice water plunge right now. I did that. I did do that. I have proof that I did that too. I have proof. But I did that 2 years ago when I was in Finland, oddly enough. And it was oddly enough, it was kind of like while you're in the middle of it, it's difficult and it's scary and it's like, oh my God, this is the worst thing ever. But that night I slept so well. I don't know what it was. I slept so good that night. Where is it? Okay, that's Greenland. Somewhere. Oh, here it is. Here we go. Yeah, right here. That's my friend Stefan. That's me and my fat belly. Oh fuck. And I didn't, since it was a public sauna, I did not take footage inside the sauna. But yeah, we did that. But I slept incredibly. I slept so freaking good that night. I don't know why. And my friend Stefan, he's like, yeah, that's how it is. You just sleep really well afterwards. Robbie says, I'm at a friend's house in Ocean City. Okay. Razman the Singleton man is in the house. Are we planning what type of RV the game is going to use? No. So Razman, I think you were here on Sunday, maybe, when we were talking about Robbie, who was kind enough to join us in the chat room today. He's just purchased an RV, and he says he's going to go cross country in the RV. I kind of think it's going to get parked in a park. And it's just he's going to go cross the parking lot, but we'll see. There's
absolutely no D-land.
That's a full pass-through basement compartment in the front.
A full pass basement compartment. I don't know. It's just okay. You can put your weed in there.
Living room. You can see the decals, folks, how clean they are.
Yeah, we're putting an RV in the game. We should.
An outside shower, alloy wheels.
Unity Asset Store. Let's check it out.
Here's your sewage system. Of course, it does have wastewater tanks, sewage outlet connections, and all that. Did they open this? Let's look here. This is just storage. This storage.
I do like this split view feature of Chrome.
Tires undusted. Tires new, son.
It's probably one of the, like, this is probably the most used feature that the most used for, I've used this feature more than any other new feature. Like when a new feature comes out, it takes me months. But when I first saw this, I've been using it like every day. RV.
Has outside speakers there too.
Well, there's plenty. All right, let's look at the free ones. That's right in my price range. All right, we don't have any free ones. Let's just see which ones we have. We have an abandoned RV trailer. That's not a trailer, though. That's an actual RV.
The television entertainment center's got a flat screen TV. You see it working here. Here's your entertainment center. Storage. The air zone is plugged up. It's
listen to that accent. The air is on. You're gonna get plugged up.
Power system.
Got the outside power system.
It's cool in here. I like this floor plan. You can
These look
come
like
around
all
this
exteriors.
side to this side of the bedroom. It does have doors here that pulls out to close it off. Those are real doors.
The thing about this tour of this RV, it's like looking at the video. I'm going to mute it, but just looking at the video, like being inside that RV, how can I say this? I can smell it. It's like I can smell, like I'm looking at this and I know exactly how it smells, right? It's like that musty kind of like house from the 60s, kind of just musty wood kind of smell. Like, do you know what I'm talking about? Like I see this, I can smell, I know what it smells like. I know what it smells like inside an RV. And it's not like a bad smell, right? Like I'm not trying to be like gross or anything, but it definitely has a unique smell.
The original furniture right here. This makes a bed, couch makes a bed.
Razman says, why not a train ticket?
The original furniture. See how
You
nice
don't
it
worry
is?
about parking. Oh, that's right. America. Well, train ticket to where? You can take a train cross country. People do it all the time. Can you take a train, I mean, within the same city? Oh, you know, lots of cities actually have metro system. So what train are you talking about, Mexico boy? If America was so awful, then why did you break into it, huh? Huh, Razman? All right. Well, Robbie, I hope you're happy with your new purchase. No, that's awesome. That's awesome. I will say, Robbie, that oddly enough, like I thought something was off. Again, I'm airing dirty laundry, but I thought something was off because somebody named Jennifer messaged me on Facebook. So, and who I've never spoken to, never texted with her. And then it was, the question was, have you seen Robbie? He left. That's it. That's it. That's all I knew. And I promptly ignored the message, never responded. Oh, no, wait. Actually, I think I did respond today. Let me check. I'm pretty sure I did respond today saying something like, did he come home? But I guess I know the answer to that now. Where is it? No, Muwan, do not even start with me, dog. No. Go. Do not start with that shit. Lay down. Good boy. Because you know what he's going to do? He's going to sit there. This is what my dog does that I hate. He's just going to sit there and he's going to do this. That's all he's going to do. And it drives me fucking crazy. It drives me so crazy. I can't take it. Okay. Lisa says, my ex-husband lives in an RV in a campground. Well, I think he's going to have a new neighbor soon. Razman says, I was 16 years old and I didn't know better. Likely excuse. Likely excuse. And then you go breaking into Canada. Wait a minute. If you were in Mexico and you came to the U.S., and then as far as I understand, the U.S. deported you back to Mexico, how did you get to Canada? Did you go by like boat? Or I guess you could have just flown. Well, wait, did you go to Canada legally? Well, wait, you're in Canada. You probably don't want to answer that question. Well, I'll know by your answer if you went to Canada legally or not. If you went illegally, I am curious as to how you got to Canada. Probably by going through America. Let's see. Robbie says, here's the pics. He sent me a text message. All right, let's see. Let's nope, Robbie. This is what I see, Robbie. That's what I see. Anyway. Okay. All right, back to the game. Let me put the music back on. We're going to get rolling again. Okay. So what were we doing? We were checking out the velocity, but I do want to know why should not use null propagation. That's interesting. I mean, is it going to be bad if I just use an if statement? Like, is that going to break anything? Well, let's try it. So what do we have here? We have, I mean, null propagation would be nice. Okay, 0f. So if, no, not capital, if that, it would be this. Not equal null. Yeah. So why does this not work? Component. Do I have a typo? This dot component. No, that looks good. Is this? Oh, it's linear velocity, right? Linear. Linear velocity dot magnitude. Okay. So I don't know why I don't know why I complained about the null propagation. That's weird. But we do have a velocity now. So we can do this simply by, how do we want to do this? No, it's going to be on the pistol. And then in the code for the pistol, all right. Robbie, what time did you go to bed last night? What time did you go to bed last night? I'm curious about that. Razman says, I'm legally in Canada and you went by plane. All right. Lisa, love you, Addie, but my head hurts. I'm going to go take a nap. Enjoy your streaming. All right, Lisa, I understand. You don't love me. You hate me. I understand. I understand. I have that effect on women. They love me for like the first quarter of our relationship. And then by manipulation and guilt, I make them stay with me for the remaining 3 quarters. That's how I operate. I mean, it works. It's been working great. It's been working for 50 years. So, all right. Let me see. What is this? All right, I need to look up. All right, get fire direction. What is this? Okay, there. No? Wait, who? Okay, direction to target. Okay. So really, I should probably just get rid of get fire direction. Just kind of put that in here. There's no reason for get fire direction to be its own function. Razman, the dog, is he talking BS again? Shit. Poor boy. Poor boy. I'll take you out in a half hour, boy. I need a break from the dog. Like, I love that stupid animal, but it is so much, it's just so much stress, and it's so annoying. Like, oh my God, he drives me nuts. I love him. But he is so, but he manipulates me. Like my wife, she is like a drill sergeant with the dog. Like he'll ask her and she'll be like, no. And then she'll just go back to her show or whatever she's doing. And he'll just be like, okay, I guess that's a no. But with me, I'll be like, no. And he'll be like, Yeah, but if I stare long enough, that no becomes a yes. And it's just like, oh my God, like, no. I let him manipulate me. I get that. That's what my wife emphasizes, that I let him manipulate me. But, and so a lot of times, the easiest thing to do with things like that for me, like, because my wife will always say, just ignore him. But no, the easiest thing for me, the easiest solution for me is to just remove myself or remove the thing from the situation. That's it. Problem solved. Okay. Okay, direction to target. So in direction to target where we got the fuzziness, this would be okay. All right. So we've added fuzziness for how calm the NPC is. Do we want to add, oh man, this is getting complicated now. And this function is kind of already outgrowing its original purpose. But we're gonna make it worse. So let's see. So we already have the owner, right? Don't we? Target? Oh, no, the target. Okay. If entity profile dot velocity? No. What is entity profile? It's an entity profile. No, it's a base NPC. No, it's not. It's a... Excuse me? What are you? No, you're an entity profile. That's what you are. Okay, well, what's entity profile? I didn't realize I had an entity profile. Oh, but wait a minute. That means I have the base NPC. Oh, I'm in base NPC. Jesus Christ, why didn't you people tell me this? God. This dot velocity. Okay, this dot velocity. If that is greater than 0f, then we're going to do something, but okay, where did I actually add? I added it to game entity, right? Game entity, I added velocity. Yes. Game entity, character entity, it's public. Character entity inherits from game entity, and then base NPC inherits from character entity, correct? Correct. I'm thinking about this and I'm like, why do I have a character entity and a base NPC? Those are kind of the same thing. We'll worry about that another day. But right now, game entity does indeed come from, can you give me that? It comes from game entity, right? So character entity comes from game entity. It's public. Base NPC. So this dot velocity, what's the issue? It's a float. Cannot be a... Oh, okay. So I guess C# does not... Oh wait, no, it's fine. But I want it to be a property. I want it to be this. Can I do this? Why doesn't that work? What is the... All right, we'll just... no, I don't... No, okay. Come back to this and figure out why this cannot be a field property. All right. Okay, so we'll just do that. This probably actually wants to come up here. Maybe. It doesn't matter. Like right now, it doesn't matter a ton. Right? I want to normalize it. I always want to normalize it. Do I? Now I'm second guessing myself. Yes, I do, because it's a direction, so the magnitude doesn't matter. Okay, so let's just get crazy with this. No. I don't like the way I already don't like the way I'm doing this. I already don't like the way I'm doing this. Like, this has me nervous. For some reason, it feels wrong to always call normalize. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this up above here, and then I'm just going to modify the fuzziness, right? Like, I'm going to go a little crazy. Now, that's what AI is suggesting, but there's already an issue with it. But I'm just going to do, yeah, fuzziness. I'm going to go crazy and just be like 30, okay? And so they probably should always miss when they're running at this point. Okay, what do we got? Whoa, okay. Plan, love you, Addie. Dog. Addie needs a shock collar for the dog. Yes, save Kyla. Ha ha ha. High is the linker towards your heart. Can you show me a quick how are you doing your state transitions? No, they're not. I mean, are you talking about like transition from like the main menu to gameplay and back? No. All right, I want to see if I ever get in here. There is no transition. There is no transition for like going from the main menu to the gameplay and then back to the main menu. There's no transition. It's just one frame, it's the main menu. The next frame, it's the game. That's it. Did we lose Robbie? I think we lost Robbie. What? All right. It was saying that something, it was asking if I wanted to automatically update game entity. Well, wait a minute. Now I'm a little concerned. Wait. Okay, let's run this. I'm in NPC state transition from attack to patrol. So what do you mean by, okay, but show me a quick, how are you doing? Oh, how are you doing your state? Okay, I see what you're saying. I thought you were talking about like, am I fading out one scene and then fading in another scene? I see what you're talking about. Let me test this, and then I'm going to forget what you've asked me. So remind me in like a minute or two. All right, I'm going to try this. It's pretty easy. All right, come on. Okay, so I'm going to actually, so there's one guy that's there on patrol, and I believe he also has the same pursue state that the other guys have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run down here. Oh wait, there's guards. You see this building right here? That building, there's guards there too. So I got to make sure not that those guards don't see me. Fuck. Okay, there's the guy I want to chase me. Oh, my wife's home. I'll be right back, boys. I'll be right back. I gotta go say hello. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. Okay. I don't know where that guy is anymore. I guess we can just test it with one of these guys. Or both of them. Okay. Come on. See me. Here we go. Okay. So he's in the pursue state. He is shooting. They both are shooting. Oh, wait a minute. This didn't hit. I wonder if it's because they don't have a rigid body attached to them. Okay, so we're definitely hitting that. Yeah, we're never getting inside that if statement. So I think we probably need a manual way to compute velocity. What I'm going to do is I'm going to check in. What did we change? So I don't... Yeah, I'm going to check the... Just wait a minute. Just give me a second, okay? All right, pistol entity. Let's just go through this really quick. What did I do? I deleted some code. Oh, I moved that function around. That one looks good. Game unity. Ugh, I hate that concept. Game entity.cs. Okay, I'm going to hold off on that. Base NPC. I add the velocity. Okay, I'm going to hold off on that. Enemy attack state. I think I can check that in. And then enemy pursue state. I can check that in as well. It's not quite right. Oh, man. All right, I need to merge this branch into master soon. It's getting a little out of hand. Razman, let me know if you're still there and still want me to answer that question. Otherwise, I'm just gonna go. But if you still want me to answer, then I'll answer really quick. Starting to take into account a moving NPC when firing the gun, when aiming the gun. All right, you there, Razman? Did you leave? Okay. Somebody else is at the door. I'll be right back again. This might be a murderer. Oh wait, I did this. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay. All right, never mind. Whoa. All right, Razman, if you are not there... Oh, I am here, but you're still... Yeah, I know. I didn't get on the right screen. Okay. Okay. So how... Well, first of all, let's just talk about how states work in general. So you have a base state class. I don't know what it's called anymore. I've forgotten that. NPC state. Okay? It's a very basic... I mean, it's all done with inheritance, essentially. So a lot of patterns in game programming lend themselves pretty well to inheritance. So this is what the base state class looks like. I don't know why I put handle sound in there. That probably needs to be refactored, but whatever. But the important part here is just this update, right? So all NPCs have a state. So that is defined, I believe, in the base NPC class or the character entity. I don't remember. Let's look. Set state, pop state, state. Okay. Where's state machine? Where's state machine? Okay, here we go. All right, let me close that. So here we are on the left-hand side. We're in the base NPC class, and there's this variable state machine, which I need to rename with an underscore under it because I hate that. But there's this NPC state machine class. The NPC state machine, it handles things like transitions. So it's a little, I don't want to say complicated, but it's a little convoluted, I think is probably a better idea. But it's very simple. Each NPC has the state machine is there to handle transitions, but you could do this without that by just having a simple NPC state class or variable that was part of the base NPC class itself. And then where you call update for the base NPC class, instead of calling update for an NPC object, instead of calling update for an NPC state object, I'm instead calling update for an NPC state for the state machine object. Now, I got a little, if you go back to the early versions of the state machine, to the state logic. If you go back to the early versions, I did not have a state machine class. I just did it purely with NPC state objects. So NPC state over here, like if you look at enemy pursue state, that derives from NPC state. So does the attack state. They all derive from it. So when you want to change states, all you had to change was that variable. You say, oh, okay, like let me show you. So if I do search for enemy attack state, it's probably one here. And okay, well, actually, the pursue state is a good example. So we're calling, it has this update method. Now, the states themselves are not mono behaviors. They are, that update method is not being called by Unity. It's being called by us inside of the NPC class. So here in update, you can see here how I kind of do transitions. So this is in the pursue state as the NPC is pursuing its target. So the first thing I check for is like, well, is the target alive? Oh, it's not alive anymore. Well, it's dead, so I can stop chasing it. And so here, again, the state machine class kind of complicates things a little bit. So you can push states. There's a little stack in the state machine. So the reason I did it that way is because you're in the pursue state. Let's say you're in the pursue state, right? And then now you're close enough to attack. So what I do is I say, okay, from the pursue state, I'm going to push myself onto the stack, and then I'm going to attack. And then that way, when the attack is done, whether the target got away or whether I killed it, I can pop the state. And so that way you can kind of enter back and forth from states without having to kind of know where you were. You just push a generic state. So I'm trying to think of a good example. I know I'm not explaining it really well because I'm confusing myself. But so if you look over here on the right-hand side, I'm doing things like, yeah, pop state, but where's a push state? I'm trying to think of a good example for a push state. Push state. Okay, yeah, maybe idle is a better example. Let's see. Next state's not equal null. Right. Okay, so here's the idle state. So these are just the guards that are just kind of hanging out in front of the building. They're idle. So I have this scan interval where they're kind of, that's what kind of controls them going back and forth and looking, and they only see you if you're in their view. When they see you, what happens is they push this idle state, it pushes itself to the state machine stack. It pushes itself. Then it says, okay, it says basically to the state machine, change state to this new pursue object right here, this enemy pursue state. Change the state to this pursue state. So now you come over here to the pursue state. Now let's say the object got away. That's where the pop state comes. So a good example of why I have the push and pop is that both the patrol state, because the guy who's kind of just walking to certain points, that's a state. That's not the idle state. That is a patrol state. He's just walking around. And the idle state, those are two different states. You have guards that are sitting still and you have guards that are patrolling. Both of them can chase. Both of them can chase the target. So that's how you know. Now, when they're chasing the target, when that finishes, whether you start attacking the target, whether you've killed it, whatever. But when that ends, now you pop the state. So the idle state pushed itself, and now when you pop, it's like, oh, okay, this guy, he was idling before me. So just go to the idle state. Oh, this guy was patrolling before he got to the pursue state. So just go to the patrol state. Go back there. That's what the whole push and pop is. And that's all handled in this NPC state machine. So we actually call update on the state machine. We don't actually call update on the current state. That's what the state machine does. And you can see here that it's like it called the current state, it's calling update. And the way I do this is the update for the states themselves, they can return a value. And that return value kind of dictates whether, oh, do you change the state, do you pop a state, or do you just do nothing? So again, I know I'm not explaining it super well, but hopefully that kind of explains it somewhat. So I saw Will Tyler write a message over here, and like I haven't read it yet, but I'm like half expecting it to be Claude refactored it, and it found this esoteric bug that only I can reproduce, and you need to fix it immediately. That's what I'm expecting. Okay. Will says, I've heard that there are some null reference flaws in PC death state. So I think what you're talking about, yes, because the object, where is it? Yeah, because I called Unity destroy. But again, like it's not a single death that is causing Unity to crash. It's not. Why not stick to one pattern? I am sticking to one pattern. This is one pattern. Okay, I mean, because look. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh God. Okay, all right. I know the audio wasn't great when I did this the other day. Oh Jesus. Okay. Oh, this isn't even better. Okay. All right. So I am sticking to one pattern, but the reason I did it the way I did it is because you have one guy who's just standing in front of the building. One guy is standing in front of the building. He is in the idle state. And then you have another guy. He's going around the building. He's circling the building. He is in a patrol state. Right? So you have this guy who's in the idle state. You have this guy who's in the patrol state. I don't know if you can see anything that well. Probably not. But idle state, patrol state. Okay? Now, what happens when the player now I want them both to start chasing him because the player is going over here. He's trying to get away. Right? So you want, I'm using all the colors tonight. He's going to start chasing. And he's going to start chasing. They're both going to chase the player. So when they're doing that, they are in the pursue state. Probably should have been called chase state, but whatever. Pursue state. He's in the pursue state also. Now, so what happens if the blue guy is Mexican and can run really fast like Mexicans can do? So now, these guys are not going to chase indefinitely. They're only going to chase until the guy gets away or until they kill the guy or until they are ready to attack him or whatever. But the point is what happens when he gets away? What happens if the player gets away? We're just going to use that as one example. The player gets away. What happens? Well, you want the NPCs to go back to their previous state. And so I know what you're thinking. Oh, well, why don't you just use a previous state variable or something like that? Okay. I'll wait for your PR. Because it's not going to work. That solution does not scale very well. Because now it doesn't scale. It doesn't scale. Oh. And if you think I'm wrong that it doesn't scale, I'll wait for your PR. Oh. Prove me wrong. And I don't mean that like a dickish prove me wrong. I mean it like sincerely, prove me wrong. I mean, I might be wrong, but from experience and doing doing certain patterns like this, not on a game, but just during certain patterns where you have, like, I mean, states are not unique to games by any means. Every program has some type of state, and multiple types of programs have some need for a state machine, where a state machine just being something to kind of keep track and manage and coordinate states. Very common pattern in a lot of development. So just from my experience, this just felt like a stack thing. It just felt this is easier to do with a stack. So anyway, and then, so yeah, I welcome you. And like, honestly, try doing something like it without using the state machine. Try doing it with like a previous variable. It's going to break down. It's not going to scale. But maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, Addy will wait for a PR to refuse to look at. No, I'm not going to look at AI slop. I have looked at plenty of PRs. I've looked at plenty of PRs on here that people have written, maybe by AI, but Claude's going to open up a PR that's like 100 and some odd lines long, and then like it. No, I'm not. It's junk. And maybe it's not junk, but it's just like well, first of all, it's not fixing the memory leak. I promise you that. But okay, but no, I'm not going to look. We'll look at it tomorrow. Okay. Will Tyler. Hold me. Oh, ditto. Now you guys are ganging up on me. Will, the thing about your PR and me not looking at it, you didn't even look at it. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me, be honest. You didn't look at it. You probably skimmed it. You probably looked at it as much as I looked at it, which is about skimming it. So don't pretend that you sat there and were like, oh, okay, yeah, no, that makes sense. Okay, good. Oh, yeah, no, good. No, you didn't even look at it. So don't give me shit for not looking at it. All right. Anyway, I'm going to head out. I got to go do my duty as a husband. Not that. Get your mind out of the gutter, boys. Get your mind out of the gutters. As always, boys, it has been a lot of fun. I will be back here tomorrow night, 4 p.m. I'm going to create the reminder tonight, or I'm going to do all of the work to create the link and all that shit. I'm going to do that tonight because apparently if you do it only 45 minutes ahead of time, YouTube does not push the stream at all. It does nothing to kind of push it. So anyway, have a great Wednesday night. I hope to see you here tomorrow. All right. Bye, boys.